Oh, there's no question that this question is really important. How do you slow down time? I love this question. It's the last chapter of my book, The Motivation Manifesto, even, because it's important for us. In a life where we're now so hurried, so stressed, so distracted, so bombarded from every area, every angle, with people who want something from us, with the media's attention, with some new thing that's in our inbox that we're supposed to pay attention to. Everybody's completely overwhelmed and their lives are spinning by them and they're barely even noticing or seeing or sensing any of it. And so you've got a whole mass of people who feel very disconnected from life, disassociated from themselves and from other people, and they're frustrated with it. They don't feel like life has that depth, that meaning, or that beauty. It's like, metaphorically, they haven't sensed or seen a sunset in their life in so long. They're just going through the day, lots of busy work, but it's not their life's work. They've got lots of tasks. They're just driven to accomplish more, and they're not lazy. They're working. They're hungry. They're fighting for that paycheck. They're fighting to contribute. They're fighting to be noticed. The day feels like that. It's a fight. It's a fight to get the kids together, get them off to soccer, get them off to the game, get them off the pool. You're doing everything, and yet life starts to feel like it's just spinning by. And the years, it's like you can't even, the last decade almost feels unfelt for a lot of people. Matter of fact, a lot of people the last couple of days, it just feels unfelt. They kind of went through it and they didn't sense it or feel it. Or if they did, there was frenetic energy. A lot of people's perpetual energy right now is stressed not because they're taking on any more than we took on 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago. It's because they're paying attention to so many things that their brains are wiped out. They're exhausted. Their brain is truly stressed. Their body is truly stressed because they're trying to, it's like when you're juggling. If you're juggling one or two things, no problem. When you're juggling 50 things, big problem. You're gonna freak out, right? And that's what's happening for a lot of people because they're doing so many distractions throughout the day. Their brain feels like it's juggling 100 things. And so they're freaked out, stressed out, amped up all day long. And of course, what do they do to deal with all that? They drink 60 ounces of caffeine. It's like just watching the bad get badder, the worse get worse. It's like you're stressed, you're freaking out, you're keyed up with adrenaline and overwhelm. Let's pour some coffee on it. Good idea, It's no wonder so many people are missing the moment. They're not feeling and sensing what their life is really about because they're always on to the next thing because they took on too much. They're always struggling to deal with all these 50 things because they said yes too much to too many people who had requests for them that frankly weren't relevant or important, but they just want to be people pleasers, so they said sure. And now what's happened? Now their moments are crammed with obligation. Their moments are crammed with distraction. And just in trying to deal and fight through all of that, they lost sense of the magic of life. And so what I like to tell people is you have to slow time down. Now, obviously we can't literally slow time down, but we can slow our sensations and interpretations of things down. We can slow our lives down by taking on less, but we can also, even if we take on the same amount, just by learning to be more aware and present to the moment, it can feel like time slows down a little bit. I don't know, have you ever been in a car accident or a situation where there was an emergency and it seemed like everything went in slow motion? The reason that happened is because your awareness was heightened, right? Your awareness became heightened, you started taking all this information in because maybe in that situation you felt like you were in danger, right? And so you were really hyper attentive. Or maybe you watched, your kid walk across the graduation stage and you were prideful and it meant something to you, that moment. So you took it in and you can imagine just like slow motion, that acceptance of the reward or the smile or that first kiss. Remember that? Like it was like slow motion happening because the moment meant something to you. So the challenge in experiencing slow time is deciding to heighten our senses. Let's pay attention a little bit more to how we're thinking and feeling. I mean, are you even aware of your breath right now? Right? Are you breathing? I hope you are. But a lot of people aren't even breathing the other day. They're just huffing and puffing and they're not even centered physically, right? Your breath is the center of your physical reality. So you got to be attentive to how your breath is, having deeper breaths, deeper, slower breaths to anchor you to reality a little bit, to your body, to your sensations. Start paying attention more to the sounds and the sights all around you, because if you heighten your sensations, it's easier to slow the effect. As you broaden your awareness and you take in more, it seems like time slows a little bit more. It's a funny inverse that happens there. So I want you to focus more on your sensations, your breath, what you're taking in, what you're seeing and experiencing. That will help slow time down. Second thing I think you can do very briefly is to minimize the number of things that you are paying attention to. When that first kiss happened to you, that was the whole world. There was nothing else. I mean, you were aiming for it, you were hoping it happened, right? I mean, that was all there was in the world at that moment. And so let's give ourselves that challenge. Let's learn to focus on singular things. When your spouse comes home, go down, meet them at the door, and just have a moment there where there's nothing else. There's no kids, there's no sound, there's no crashing around, there's no, you have to do 50 things with your phone. It's just have this moment with them right there. Just anchor in, have a present moment with them, and make that moment all there is. And you'll start to notice you'll have greater depth in that relationship. You'll start to be excited for that moment because it'll be a moment of real connection. Because it's in those moments of connection that it feels like time slows down and frankly becomes more meaningful. Don't pay attention to so many things. Get rid of so many of the distractions. Focus on 1, 2, 3 things at a time, tops. We also know from productivity studies that the more you try to quote unquote multitask, the less you do things with excellence, the less fulfilled you feel, and the less capable you are of managing what you're supposed to be managing. You miss deadlines, you forget to do something. It's like a whole hot mess happens the more you take on. So learn to say no more. Learn to take on fewer things. Learn to evaluate the opportunities that you have to pay attention to things, to just those that matter. It will reconnect you with life, and it will feel like life is starting to count again. You'll start feeling it a little bit more. Things will become a little better. And finally, to slow down time, I think it's the most important thing, focus and heighten your feelings, right? It's about being more aware of your feelings again. Sometimes when we're overwhelmed, what we do is we numb out, right? You go downstairs, you kiss your lady goodbye, she goes off to work, or you kiss your husband goodbye, he goes off to work, or you kiss each other in the driveway, you both go off to work, and what ends up happening? You didn't even feel it. You didn't even sense it. You weren't even there in the moment. It was like perfunctory. You had to do it. It's like an obligation. Goodbye, honey. There's no feeling or sensation there. And some people, when life starts going by really fast, they're just not feeling anything. Even though their kid could tell them something amazing, and they're like, good, honey, go get the carrots. You know, they completely miss that was a moment they could have had. And the more moments you create by feeling the emotions of other people again, by sensing what are your feelings to what's happening again, tuning back into your feelings will be a greater depth and emotion to life again, and now the days will start counting. They'll start feeling something again. And over a period of time, you won't feel so distracted or wasted under stress and obligation. You'll start to feel life again. You'll start to feel a sense that things matter. You'll start to sense slow motion moments that you'll remember forever as great memories. You'll start to experience what we call the charged life. Hey guys, it's Brendan. Did you like this episode? If you did, you can do 3 things right now to continue your journey. First, you can subscribe right here to my channel, which I hope you will, so I can keep sending you videos on a weekly basis to change your life. Second, you can get my brand new book for free by clicking the link right here. And third, you can also go to my website, sign up for my newsletter so that I can send you free offers, free products, free programs, updates on my events, new podcasts, and everything else that we don't do on this channel here. If you like to do that, just go ahead and click any of these buttons you see right here. Look forward to seeing you on the next video. Until then, go out there every single day of your life, live fully, love openly, and make your difference today.